Well, Greta Thunberg's back in Sweden. The Swedish lawyers that represented her in Israel are disputing everything she claimed happened to her in Israeli jails as lies. Her own lawyers are saying this. And wait till you see the picture she posted of the brutal, brutal treatment Palestinians are receiving in Gaza, except the picture that they're posting is an Israeli being tortured by Hamas. They got the story backwards, no apology, nothing. Check this out. You know, we've talked about this before. This Swedish young gal, the troll from Sweden, Greta Thunberg, and her gang, when they got back to Sweden, they made a couple of comments that have gotten worldwide attention. Number one, she claimed she was beaten. She was forced to drink out of a toilet. They made her kiss the Israeli flag. These are all her charges. They jumped on her hat. I'm not making that up. And all of which, by the way, was disputed by the Swedish embassy because they visited her in prison. The Israelis brought in whatever lawyers she wanted from the Swedish embassy, who said she was treated fairly and we're glad to have her home, blah, blah, blah. They dispute everything she said, and they represented her. But get this, they posted a picture on all their social media platforms of the abuse that Palestinian prisoners face in Israeli jails like they did. And here's the picture they posted, okay? This poor Palestinian starved to death by the Israelis. The problem is that this picture is a picture of an Israeli in a dungeon under Gaza. That is Aviatar David being offered some food, which is why he's smiling. By the time he was released last week, he had lost 45% of his body weight and had been starved to where they only gave him food twice a week. And sometimes it was a little bit of rice or a piece of pita and virtually no water. When it was pointed out to Greta that that's not a Palestinian, that's an Israeli being starved to death, the picture was taken down, but they didn't change the story. And the next day, and I'm not going to show any pictures, the body was returned to Israel of the head of security for a kibbutz on the border of Israel. And the only reason I mention it is my family lived on that kibbutz on October 7th. Fortunately, no members of my family were hurt, but the body was returned, I believe, either yesterday or the day before by the Palestinian in Gaza, who are now saying, we don't know where the rest of the bodies are, even though they've said many, many times, we've counted them all up. We've got 20 to go. 2 are coming out today. That will leave probably 13 to go. They're stretching it out so that they get more time to murder more of the Palestinians who are opposing their rule in Gaza.
Wow. So the picture you just shared with me, he's no longer with us, correct?
No, this guy was released. He's alive.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Because I did see that video because I was make sure I saw the same one. So I did see the video, and they actually showed that when he was in captivity. They showed that, and you mean to tell me that they're trying to say that he was in that condition because of Israel?
Yeah. What the
Israelis were doing this to him?
Yeah, what Greta Thunberg said, this was a Palestinian prisoner starved to death in Israeli prisons. They don't even check the stuff they put out. And then, 4 or 5 million Israelis started posting, that's my relative. His name is David. He just got released. He was starved to death in a Hamas dungeon for 2 years, lost 40% of his body weight, and was carried out by the Israeli medics when they released him.
Why lie about this, Barry? Why push the propaganda?
Because the truth isn't horrific enough, so they make it up. And all the trolls around the world reposted that picture as evidence of Hamas prisoners
and it's a lie.
Being starved. Yeah, of course.
And it's a lie.
Yes, it is. They took down the picture, but they left the story up.
I'm having a hard time understanding this is nothing to lie about. I mean, really, other than to try to paint a brush that Israel, once again, is bad. And that's all that it is. We need to paint this brush that Israel did all this horrible things. So because they don't have any actual footage of Israelis treating prisoners terrible, 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 we'll just make it up and we'll just use the one that we've been actually treating an Israeli terrible. And most of the world, they won't know looking at them. Most of the world won't know. And then when the world gets the lie, that's what they're going to believe. And then when the truth follows, guess what happens? Nope. Don't want to believe it. Don't want to believe it. Even when they know it's true, they still go, I don't want to believe it. Wow.
And on the same day, as the volunteer security guard from my family's kibbutz came back in a coffin, and my family will be at that funeral.
Wow.